Yo, 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 yo. See what happens here. Radio boys. Okay. Oh, yo, what's good? I can actually do that, can't I? Radio, 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 radio. So we've got chat here. Let's go. Let's go. What's good? Okay, that should be good. I don't know how to get it all back to fucking thing, eh? What's good, brother? What's good? Alright. Let's get stuck in all day. You using a laptop or desktop? I'm using a laptop at the moment, bro. I'm live on TikTok and I'm also live on YouTube though. So yeah. Why can't I fucking... That's fucking weird. Okay. All good, all good, all good. Righto. Let's get into it, boys. Welcome into the stream, ladies and gents. So today what we're going to be going over is appointment setting, everything that you need to know. This is like the first sort of step into, I guess, making money online, especially making money with sales, will be appointment setting. If you guys are looking to replace your income, get off the tools, or get some sort of side income going, appointment setting is the best one. Simply because it's a lot easier, it's beginner friendly, and if you have no skill, or if you have no prior experience or anything like that, then it's perfect because you can start it when you're fresh, right? And as you can see, I went from working FIFO, working a trade. You guys know my story, to being able to go wherever I want, do whatever I want, live wherever I want. I'm in Dubai right now, so yeah, able to be pretty free at the moment. So let's start off with something. What is appointment setting? So in the most basic terms ever, it's pretty much like a receptionist, if I'm being honest, without having to sit down in a seat all day in an office, right? So it's basically just being that first point of contact, that first person that the prospect or the customer is going to be talking to before they get onto a sales call. So the job as an appointment setter is to qualify the lead, understand who they are, and then move them through the sales process. Now, the appointment setter's role is by far the most important one. Without them, the company or the business won't make any money. Everyone plays a role, but appointment setters are the most important, right? And because we're dealing with high ticket deals, a lot of them will make more money, right? How we going, everyone? Hi, Mr. Appointment Setter. Can you send me 3K? Yes, absolutely, bro. I would love to. So, appointment setting is a remote sales role. So this is remote. This is where you replace your income, because the Aussie dream, the Australian dream, get a job, all that kind of stuff is completely gone. We've seen that people that followed the system, got a job, got good grades, got a high paying job, yet they're still struggling with the cost of living, the fuel crisis, the housing crisis, the inflation, all these different things they're all struggling with, right? Because they followed the rules. If you follow the rules, you will lose. We're going a different route. So to get ahead in life, you need to do something different. So remote sales is, like I was talking before, speaking to potential customers or leads, qualifying them if they're a good fit, and then booking them onto a call with a closer or the sales team. So moving them through the sales process. So like I was saying before, it's super important as a remote remote appointment setter, is you need to identify which lead, which customer is the best one or is good and right fit. The way that you do this, right, is you kind of got like boxes that you need to tick. So in the appointment setting process, you're going to be talking to the appointment. You're going to be talking to the prospect, asking them, let's say this is a fitness offer. Let's say it's a 10K fitness offer. What white knight screen, bro? Get out of my life, bro. Get actually out of my life. I'm actually blocking you, bro. Sorry. You're fucking weirdo. All right. So let's for example do a fitness offer. So a lot of fitness offers will go for $6,000 to $10,000. Very common. So let's say a fitness influencer is promoting that, and that's their service, right? So a prospect would DM them, they would talk to an appointment setter, or they would call them, they would talk to an appointment setter. The appointment setter would go, okay, what do you need? Have you tried anything in the past? Have you, what's your weight? What's your goals? All these different things, right? So they're ticking boxes to see whether this person, this prospect, is a good fit for the offer, so they could potentially buy. Now, you wouldn't put a prospect through or a customer through if they were not the best, right? Because then the closer in the next process, in the sales process, would just be a waste of time. It's like someone that's already, let's say the fitness offer helps people lose 30 kilos in a year. I don't know, is that a lot? Yeah, that's quite a lot, isn't it? And gets you into shape. But that's their focus. But would it be reasonable to put someone that's already in really good shape into the process? No. You know what I mean? So, because the program that you're selling wouldn't be a good fit for them, right? So that's what you're trying to do, right? So you're not chasing people, you're not cold calling, you're not posting content, you're not promoting water filters. You're simply just setting up calls and deals, and then when they close, you make money. So you're basically like the middleman. You're the first line of contact. Is it possible to apply for FIFO? I live in... Where do you live, Tina? So many people asking me about FIFO. Block. I don't help people get into FIFO. Fuck off. So. I nearly just dropped the N-bomb. That was crazy. Alright. So this is the process. This is the sales process of how it works, how everything works. So leads come in. They come in through ads, through inbound messages, through the database. And they come in. They talk to the appointment setter, which is me or which is you, hopefully, in the future. They reach out via DM, text, or email. So you ask questions, you qualify them. So like I was saying, for what have they tried? What's their past history? Are they qualified? Do they have a full-time job to actually afford it, right? If the offer is $20,000 or $10,000, if the offer is 20 grand, you want to make sure this person has a job so they can afford it, right? So that's the main thing, right? This is confirms interest, confirms the interest and the budget. It's a whole lot. It takes a bit of experience and also just understanding it. Now, this is where you want to get training. If you guys want training, it's in my bio. But the best thing would be to learn from someone that's already done it. This is the fastest way to get results. The fastest. I think we're having some technical difficulties. Story. Is it working? So, sorry about that. Yeah, so you want to be qualifying them. You want to be making sure that they are the right fit. So this is what I mean. You might get a lot of customers, leads, prospects that come in. Let's say 100 of them, or let's say 10 of them. Maybe only 5 will get booked onto a call. Not everyone is going to be the perfect customer, but then again, the prospects that we're dealing with, we can make between $700 to $4,000 per deal. Okay, so you can see the leverage that you have. There's a lot of FIFO jobs. Whose does this kind of work? There's a lot of FIFO jobs. Whose does this kind of work suit, in your opinion? What do you mean by that, Brev? This is not a FIFO job. This is how to get out of FIFO, my brother. So this is the FIFO exit plan, Brev. So, simple process, but does require skills. Like I said before, you should get some training. You should have someone teaching you, and there is training. If you guys want to shoot me a DM, I can help you out with that. But yeah, it's a very simple process, and a lot of people like overcomplicate it. It's not very complicated. Simply just make sure they're interested, make sure they have the budget, make sure they're actually the right fit. Like I was talking about before, if you're selling fitness coaching, let's say 6K, 10K, it normally will be tailored to an actual person, to like a specific problem that person might face, like I was talking about weight loss or building muscle. So you want to make sure that the prospect's goal aligns with the offer that you're appointment setting for. Okay, otherwise then it's useless. You know what I mean? Because then when they move on to the sales process with the sales team and the closer is just going to be like, well, this guy isn't even interested. He doesn't even care. He's not even looking to lose 10 billion kilos. He's just looking for a. It's just in Korea, work pressure. Bro, generally get out of my... Don't think of coming to Australia, Brev. Alright. Australia's not for you, my friend. So, that's how it works. Leads come in, they go through the setting process, they go onto a call. Very simple. So, companies and industries that use this. A lot of people kind of, when they think about appointment setting, when they think about making money online or making money with online sales, they jump straight to courses, they jump straight to... water filters and all that kind of BS. But things like real estate investing firms, solar companies, marketing agencies, online coaching businesses, SaaS companies, all of these things use appointment setters. As you can see here, remote sales account executive, remote ecom. This one is paying between $14,000 and $21,000 a month. This is a fully remote role that you can work wherever you want, whenever you want, and be able to make 14 to 20K a month. That's $240,000 a year, which is pretty decent. This one here, remote appointment setters and closers wanted. Oz-based, work from home, work from anywhere. Sydney, $110,000 to $130,000 per year. So then again, really good. There's a lot of coin out there, right? So these industries rely on booked calls to close deals. So this isn't something where the industry just you go on the website and then you just pay. No, these are very high ticket deals. So this is why there's this actual sales process that you have to go through. And this is why they require appointment setters, remote closers, and people with the skill set, this high demand skill set, to actually do this. And this is why, because when we're dealing with very high ticket deals, obviously the commission structure is a lot more. So I'm talking like $700, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per deal. When I first started, I was on a 25K deal, and I was making between 3% and 5%, which means I was making between $700 and $1,200 per sale. All right, so you can see that even if I booked in 5 people in that day, even if one of them closed, I was still making more than what I was making out in FIFO. And you can see how I transitioned out of my FIFO job, and you can see how a lot of people were able to do it. So, that is crazy. 2 seconds. So, that is wild. TikTok comment section never fails to disappoint, bro. Alright, so why do I find that this works better than a job? There's a lot of reasons, okay? Many reasons. I'm sure you guys can already think of them. And reason is, well, there's a lot of reasons. First of all, why is this better than a job? Work from home. You can work from wherever you want. Biggest thing and why I got into this is because I wanted to get out of FIFO. I wanted to get out of work in construction. I didn't mind it, don't get me wrong, but I didn't want to be there for fucking ever, bro. Like I looked at the older blokes I was working with and I was like, I don't want to end up like them. And if I do the same thing as them, I'm going to end up exactly like them. So I need to do something different to get a different result, right? And that's where, what's going on here? Is this real? Yes, bro, I'm literally teaching you right now. So, work from anywhere. There's no posting on social media, okay? So you don't need to worry about having to post on social media, having to do live streams or anything like that. I'm only going live because I'm promoting my personal brand, and I also do the training for this. All right, so let's get that out of the way. Next one is there's no physical labor. Okay, this is very good. As someone that used to work FIFO, construction, always physical labor. I was too dumb to go to university. I didn't know really any sort of mindsets, like skills other than working with my hands. A lot of blokes can relate. So this is something that I want to do because, if you're out in the trade for 10, 15 years, your body is not going to be very good when you retire, if you can retire. You're working really hard for your future, but your future isn't looking very good because you're going to be killed to death. Another one is high income potential. So like we saw before on here, these are appointment setting and remote closing, and like remote sales is a high income skill. I mean, you can make high income, okay? Why you're getting paid $35? Look at, for example, as an apprentice, right? If you're making no money, if you're making shit money as an apprentice, that is because you have a low skill level. You don't know much, so you get paid less. Understandable? On the same page? When you learn a high income skill, you become then high value, so you can make a higher income, which is why it's better, instead of working more hours, it's to work smarter and instead of harder by having a high income skill. So like I said right here, sales account fully remote, $14,000 to $21,000 per month. Pretty decent, better than any FIFO worker, right? Now, skill-based, not time-based. So like I was saying before, when I first started this, I was on a real estate offer. So I was able to make between $700 and $1,200 in between, like for one sale, like in that range, right? So in FIFO, I think I was making like $36 an hour plus bonuses, which would equal to about $40 an hour if I was lucky. It would take me, I would do 12 hours a day just to make $480, and then taxed. Let's go down to $350. So $350 to work 12-hour days work underground, straight, no breaks, to make $350. Or learn appointment setting and make between $700 and $1,200 in like 20 minutes. All right. So as you can see here, this is one of my students, Brody. He reached out to me back in actually the start of 2025. And he's hit his first 20K month. So this is straight comms. This is straight. Look, I started my journey about 9 months ago, and before I was just a tradie, working on the tools 5 days a week, sometimes sacrificing weekends, all for around $700 a week. So yeah, miserable. Decided to step into something completely unfamiliar, so he had no experience whatsoever, and give this space a shot. Last month, I ended up making over 20K in a single month, which feels crazy compared to what I was on before. So he went from $700 a week to about 5K a week, and that's in profit, all right, which is crazy. Guys, if in the chat, if you guys have any questions, you can write them in the chat. Same with TikTok. Tristan, slowly please, Asher. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. Tristan, are you still in the chat? Bro, I've got a chat here. I've got a chat there. Okay, wait, Wait, we're in Dubai actually. You guys want to see the view? You guys want to see the view? Check us out. Check us out. Check us out. Hold up. Let me fucking dismantle again. This is the room from the gaff. We got, get this shit out. We got the marina, the Palm, the Burj Khalifa's over there. Andrew Tate's house is over there. We got the couch bed for optimal space use. You don't want to have a room with a big ass bed. All right, beds are boring. All right, let's get back into it. All right, hold up. What's going on here? That is crazy. Right. Where are we? I'm in Perth just since 3 months, so I have to improve English. Right. So man from... Oh my god, bro. If anyone tells me or asks me about a FIFO job, you're getting blocked. You know stuff on... Why would this be illegal? This is literally just sales. What is the mind... Bro, I don't understand people like... Oh, is this illegal? Bro, if this is illegal, would I be on social media with my face, with my real name, documenting my whole journey? No. Far out, man. Wild. Well, bro. Just because when I see people, it's either AI or just... No, it's not AI, bro. Bro, it's been more than 1.5 years and I applied to Seek, never got a response, and as a military... Bro, I don't... MGTHN Seek. Oh, Big Fat Badders is back in the chat. Let's go. Did you... What, are you talking about FIFO or are you talking about remote sales, bro? Two different things. Anyway. So yeah, these are the things why I think that remote sales, appointment setting, is better than working a regular ass job. Okay, work from home, work anywhere in the world. Like I said, when I replaced my income, I moved straight to the Philippines. I was living there, partying, still making like 10, 20, 30k a month plus in profit. Right, so no posting on social media as well, so you don't need to start an Instagram account and start posting videos or anything like that. You are simply the middleman. There's no physical labor, which is great. High income potential, so you have more leverage, right? Everything is about leverage. You have to understand, like, you working a job right now, and you work, even because I think you working hard at your job still gives you no leverage. It still gives you only the ability to make the hourly wage of like 30 or 40 bucks an hour if you're lucky. That sucks. You know, if you work really hard in 1 hour and slack off in the next hour, you're still going to make the exact same. All right, but if in sales you work harder in and you put more effort in, you're going to get more out. Simple as that. All right, so this is what not to do. All right, so a lot of people, when they come in, they want to start, but they... How much you make in a week? $10 billion. Zach, mate, how are you? How much do I make it? So I'll get into it in a second, but the average income for a remote sales rep is between $10,000 and $30,000 a month. So it's far better than any FIFO worker, far better than any tradesman. And that's profit, okay? Even here, for example, this is a photo from an actual job application that I'm talking about. $14,000 to $21,000 per month, all right? So you can see the actual potential there. I think the average FIFO income is only like $6 or $10 or $15,000 a month, between $6 and $15K a month. Bro, this dwarfs it, right? Okay, so what not to do, right? If you're coming into this space, if you're wanting to get started, this is the thing that you want to go, that you want to stay away from. I'm good, bro, I'm good. So you want to stay away from cold calling, low quality, it's draining. It honestly sucks. So insurance offers, so just stay away from, insurance is like, look, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just something that you just don't want to be appointment setting for or closing for. low conversion, high stress. Yeah. Low ticket services. This is a big thing. I was talking to a guy yesterday and he was like, oh, I'm just going to sell something low ticket. It's going to be 100, 200 bucks. Cool. No. So the type of customers that you deal with for a low ticket offer compared to a high ticket, low ticket means less like cheap and high ticket means more expensive, is completely different. It's like night and day. So a low ticket, the customers suck. They're broke all the time. They're the worst kind of customers. They always refund and they're a pain in the ass. All right. Plus, also, if you're selling a $200 offer, I don't know what that would be. You would only make like 10 or 15% or 20%. So that'd be like, $40. What's the point in that, right? You might as well just go work a job. Compared to if you're selling a 20K offer or even a 15K offer and you're making 10%, there's a potential to make $1,000 to $1,500 in that one deal with that one customer. All right, so you can see the potential here. You have more leverage, and it's less customers, more money. All right, that's something you got to remember. All right, I want to start now, bro. IPPZNW, shoot me a DM, bro, and I will run you through the details. How are we looking on? Is TikTok good? How are we going? All right, so instead of focusing on these things like the cold calling, insurance offers, low ticket services, get rid of those. Focus on these. High ticket offers, real estate, solar, coaching, warm inbound leads, offers with strong demand. So offers that people want. Warm inbound leads means people that are already interested in the product or service that you're appointment setting for. So this is people coming to you and DMing you ready to go. So perfect example was the one that I was with real estate when I was first starting. So that was a real estate offer. I wasn't selling real estate, but I was selling real estate coaching. So someone that was this guy was doing like coaching on how to build a real estate portfolio. All right, now his offer was 25K, like I said before. So he would run ads, and those ads would target people that were interested in investing in real estate. They would come to him, which I was the appointment setter, so they would come to me. I was logged into his account. I would qualify them, and they were inbound leads. So they were ready to go. They were keen. They were excited. They had money there. Whoa. So they had money there, and they were able to they were ready to buy. They were buying customers. So offers with strong demand. That's a big one. High ticket offers, real estate. Low. Two seconds. Good. All right, sorry, I had to do something. We still live here? Oh, wigging out. All right, anyway. So yeah, these are ones that you want to be looking for. So the ones that are high ticket, warm inbound leads, you don't want to be cold calling or anything like that. Yeah. And you'll know which ones are. So key skills you need. So these are skills that you need that are going to actually get you over the line and what you need, right? So understanding the service you're setting for. This is obviously a big one. Understanding what it offers. So, the solution, the problem that people are facing, and the offer will solve the solution. So identify qualified prospects. So these are prospects that are ready to buy, keen to get started into it, and also have the income and have the money to pay for it. So this is like probably the most important thing. You wouldn't want to be getting people on calls if they don't have the cash. You know what I mean? Make sure they are interested, can afford it, are in a buyer's mindset, and actually need the product or the service. So like I said before, if you are appointment setting for a fitness coach, very common, between 6 to 10K, that you want to make sure that person is in the right frame to buy, looking for the right coaching, looking for what that offer has to offer. So whether that be a tailored plan, whether that be meal prep, whatever they offer, and then they're actually the right prospect. Okay, so move them smoothly onto a call. All right, you're a filter, you're filtering, not convincing. So you're someone that is filtering through the people that are not a good fit and the people are that are. So Payment structure. How much can you make as an appointment setter? What is the process? This is exactly everything that you need to know, okay? So, payment structure. There are 3 ways to get paid as an appointment setter. First one is not as common, but I've seen it before, is is paid per book call. So getting paid, between $20 to $50 per book call, very common. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not really that much to be honest. But if you're booking in 10 calls a day, that's not too bad. That's that was what I was pretty much averaging at. But I wasn't getting paid per booked call. But this is very, very common. This is also good because if the lead doesn't close, you still get coinage, Next one is the most common one, and that is commission. So paid per on the deal. So between 5 and 10%. Like I was saying before, I was actually on 3 and 7%, but it was on a 25K deal, so it was a bigger deal. So obviously making more coin. But perfect example, if you're on a 10K deal and you're making 5%, it's $500. That's pretty good. If it takes 20, 30 minutes to book that person in on that call when they close, then you just made around $500 to $1,000 in under an hour. It's pretty good. So, next common one, which is normally really common with companies, is a salary. So base rate, which will be around, anywhere from 60K to 150K per year, and then you have comms on top of that. So, or it will just be like around the 60 to 90K, and then you'll have like, $50 to $100,000 comms on top of that. This is to obviously have that incentive, but you can see how most setters are earning between 6 to 15K per month, consistently working wherever they want, ability to travel, and able to make good coin, right? And this here, right, is the average income for a appointment setter. The average income for a remote closer is like 5K to like 10, maybe 15K. This takes you, you can earn 15K a month with FIFO, but it's going to take you years. You can earn this amount of money in a couple months of appointment setting. So replace your income, how to do it. This was me at 22 years old. This was me at 23 years old, okay? This is how I did it. This is the exact steps from me. So if you're going to learn from someone, learn from me, okay? How to replace your income. 1 to 2 months is obviously learning the skill. So like I said, if you're learning from someone, it's going to be a lot easier. It's going to fast track your results. So learning from someone that's already done it, practice it at every single day. This is a skill set. It's not really a business model. It's more of a skill set. Now, this is better than a business model because business models can disappear. Business models can always be replaced. Business models can go up and down. Look at drop shipping. Look at e-commerce. Look at all these different things. They go up and down. All these different things, right? A skill set like sales, a high income skill set will always be in handy because you will never lose it. It takes time as well. Month 2 is starting booking in calls. So you're booking in calls, actually generating an income, and make your first bit of coin. Now, it might not be a heaps. I remember my first payment was like $50 or something like that, but I made that with like one person, and and that took me like 15 minutes. I was like, this is sick. After just making 30 or $40 an hour. So then month 3, this is exactly how it played out for me. Month 3 was replacing my income. So once consistent, this is what I did. So this is my income here. I was earning about 6K a month or something like that, and maybe a little bit more. And then I was waiting. Once it matched, I was like, okay, cool. So I was making the same with appointment setting as what I was making in my job. So then I made sure that it was consistent enough to then step away from my job, which is the process that generally everyone does, and it's the best one to do. So this is done by working 1 to 2 hours daily until my income matched. So I was able to replace my income by doing this work after work. So by putting in effort after work, after being on the tools, and then coming home and putting in 1 to 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day into this. So you have time. It's possible. You just have to want it bad enough. That's it. Yes, sir. All right. Now, the biggest thing is mindset. So if you're wanting to come in and you want, everything is mindset. Everything comes down to, you inside your head. So this doesn't happen overnight. You have to think about that. Anything that happens quick, any promises that it's like, oh, it's going to happen in, 1 day, 2 days, a week, it's not going to happen. This is sales. This is a skill set that you have to learn, and it's very simple, but it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy. Otherwise, then everyone would do it, right? This is why not a lot of people do it. Stay consistent. This is the biggest thing. You have to be consistent. People go, oh, I did it for 2 weeks. I did it for 3 weeks. That's not good enough. You have to do it every single day for a month, for 2 months, for 3 months. Putting in the effort, you will see results. So learn from people who have actually done it. Not random advice. So a lot of people, I know I'm guilty for it, is like you take advice from people that haven't done the thing that they're talking about. You take investment advice from people that have never done investments, and they say, did you just work on it on your free week or after every day? So I just did it after work, bro, and any spare time that I had. Yeah. So only take advice from people that have done the thing that they're talking about, and focusing on actually doing it. So staying consistent. Remember, it's simple. All right, it's very simple, but it's not always easy, and this doesn't happen overnight. Be disciplined, be patient, keep improving. 1% every single day. After 100 days, you'll be 100% better. All right, simple, bro. It's very, very simple. Now, why does this matter right now? Why is this so crucial, especially in Australia? It is because the reality of Australia right now is not very good. It's not looking good, Brev. Rising house prices, cost of living increase, fuel costs rising, government spending issues, bro. Albo is just going crazy with the tax money, and it's not good. All right, and it's something that you guys can't control. But what you can control is how much money you make. So, you're working hard. You're working hard at your job, but the money that you're making doesn't go as far. It's getting more expensive. You're living week to week. It is the reality. So like I was saying before, the only solution for you is to make more money. You need to make more money. That's it. Remote sales is the one best thing for beginners. It's the one best beginner path. It's not a business model. It's not something that you got to learn all these different things. It's just you simply learn appointment setting, simply learn sales. That's it. It's very straightforward. All right, it's not something new. It's been around for quite some time. So, to answer your question, Alik, yeah. Now, the truth about your job right now, so this is a follow-up of what I was just talking about, is even earning $40 an hour, $50 an hour, it's not going to be good enough. All right? It's not going to be good enough. You're getting taxed through the eyeballs. Your income is always capped. You could only work so many hours in a day. So you could only make so much amount of money in a day. You can't work 24 hours in the day, right? Even if you were to work, let's say you're making $100 in a day. Sorry, $100 in an hour. If you work 24 hours, you would only make $2,400. But you would be absolutely cooked, So you're limited by time. You can't scale your income. You can't make more money. You're still stuck trading your time for money. It is a vicious cycle that you will not be able to break if you work harder. Because the harder you work, the more you get taxed. The harder you work, it's not going to change anything. All right. Even if you get promoted, you gain $2 on the hourly wage. Not making anything. So appointment setting and remote sales removes that ceiling for you, so you can make more money. Think about it. 99% of your problems, I know that not all problems get solved by money, but 99% of the problems that you're facing right now are because of the lack of money in your bank account. And it's a very common problem, all right? Trust me, I've been there. But understanding that the future matters, because even good coin now, even 30, 40, $50 an hour isn't going to get people to where they want to be, right? Fuel's going up to $3, $4, $5 a litre, whatever it is, and food, all this crazy stuff's going on. So realistically, what's your option? But yeah. How long have I been going live for? 40 minutes. Well, guys, if you have any questions at all, please drop them in the chat. What do you guys think of my hat? I need to flip this boy. Flip. There we go. Now you can actually see it. You can see me who I really am. But yeah, boys, that's pretty much a wrap on that. Cool. All right, lads, I've got to head off, but thank you for joining. Hope this was of value, and I will catch you all later. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, if you have any questions or anything like that, shoot me a DM.